Hey all, I'm going to show you how I dual box on my warrior and my shaman, so I'm playing both characters. This mostly applies to people who dual box, although of course you can do this with a friend. Um, it took me a while to figure out how to dual box. Uh, some of these fights are a little tricky when you're doing it all on your own. So obviously I have a warrior and a shaman. We jump down. I'll tell you a little bit about the buttons that I use on the shaman. And I play differently than most dual boxers. I have two laptops. And so whenever I chain heal, it's a macro to target my warrior and then chain heal. And that's number 8. Number 9 is healing wave. And then after that, the little dash negative thingy is a target my warrior cleanse disease, because one of the bosses puts a disease and I just want to be able to push a button and easily do the disease cleanse. And sometimes potentially my shaman could get poisoned and I have a macro that's just gonna regardless of who my shaman's targeting, I'm going to be able to cleanse poison on my shaman. So moving through here, it's a very standard route. Depending on where the patrols are, you can go a couple different ways, but this is where I go. I pick the flowers. I tried this as Fury Prot, and I found that it's so much easier as arms. This is partially because there's 2 bosses that disarm, 1 boss heals, so the Mortal Strike is beneficial. Some bosses summon adds, so a sweeping strikes is very powerful. There can be stealthies here. The reason I do this is the arcane crystals for my Thunder Fury, right? I need to get arcane crystals. This is a great way to do it. And I'm also getting Grom's Blood, Dream Foil. I calculated I can get roughly, I'm looking for a stealthy right now, that's why I'm wiggling my mouse around. I can get like 130 to 150 gold an hour pretty easily here. We drop the totems, and normally I'll position the shaman if the boss is far away, but I just charged into it. Get knocked around a little bit, and I'm just have one hand on my warrior, one hand, as you can see, is on my shaman's computer. I'm just hitting number 9. I'm just spamming number 9, healing. This boss disarms. My BRE has a weapon chain. I'm about to hit him really hard. I got triple stack BRE. We're gonna sweeping strikes, whirlwind, what adds? And it's actually a lot more fun to play this as arms than it is like, holy crap, man, these crits, man. Now you don't need a BRE to do this. The better the gear you get, the easier it is. This boss can drop an essence of water, and that is about 30 gold. He can also drop an axe that vendors for 5 gold. So you get a lot of raw gold out of doing this. It's pretty awesome. I keep the Grom's Blood. I keep all the flowers that I get because I'm going to need those. I drop a poison cleansing totem on these guys because they slow. Shaman is the best class, in my opinion, to heal this. You can do it with the priest, you can do it with the pally. I would say pally is probably the second best. I'm sure you could do it with the druid. So yeah, right where we were just fighting there can be a ghost mushroom. There can be a couple ghost mushrooms throughout here. When we first enter the room looking for the stealthies, there can be a ghost mushroom. I'm sure you've seen that. There's sometimes 2 patrols in here. I'm just putting there's a patrol. I was just putting the oil of immolation on my bar. As an emergency, I wiped on the final boss so many times. So I've figured out how to do it in the most cheap way. And I'll show you when we get there. But basically, I used to use like dynamite and oil of immolation, and it's very like I'm trying to make money, not spend all these dynamites and stuff. So, anyways, my shaman's going for a ghost mushroom there. You just jump and then tap W to get on that ridge, on the railing. Then you go over there. There's a ghost mushroom. Fell cloth. There we go. Fell cloth. That's money. 3 gold right there. 1 gold-ish for the ghost mushroom right there. I just saved the ghost mushrooms for lips. And dropping the totems. You can see I'm maneuvering my other character. I drop all the totems. I start with a Wind Fury. Then I'm going to start a drink here. I'm going to go and I'm going to charge into him. He puts a dot on us, and so I'll, as needed, chain heal. So there's the intense pain. He put it on me. I'm going to start with the healing wave. Already have the triple stack BRE. And in a couple seconds, I'm going to drop a grounding totem. There, the grounding totem is down because he's going to do sacrifice. And the grounding totem just totally negates it. If you're doing a different class, both the warrior and the healer would want to use Bearov Peasant Collar. You can use Shadow Reflector Trinket. You can use the Skeleton Book. You want to summon as many things as possible to hopefully have one of those get sacrificed instead of you or the healer. Of course, if it's a paladin, they get sacrificed. They can bubble at one time. Anyways, those are the first 2 bosses. So like we're just zooming through here. This is like my second run doing it as arms, and it is just so much easier. Like I said, you don't need a BRE. Unstoppable Force is accessible to many people, although Mace spec I don't think would be really helpful on the bosses. I think they're immune to stun. But there's a lot of weapons out there you can use. Obsidian Edge Blade, whatever. So I just run through there. Movement speed and channel the boots, of course, is very helpful. Dodging these patrols, going to talk to this guy. And you can see in the distance there's a Grom's blood. So I'm going to take control of the Shaman. Just reach over to the other laptop, which is just to the right of me. And run over there and grab the Grom's blood. Why not? It's Grom's blood. Only takes me a second. Then I'm going to run back. If ever I can't make the run back, I just hide behind that pillar until it's safe. My warrior doesn't have any arrows, so I'm going to shoot this pack because there's a dream foil in it on the Shaman. I'll get more arrows. And I think the camera angle gets kind of goofy here. But I start getting threat on these guys. I Demo Shout, I Battle Shout. We're going to Sweeping Strikes Whirlwind here. And it's just a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing these dual box runs. Like I said, it took me a lot of practice. I wiped so many times. This video primarily is for people who dual box. But there's actually a lot of people who do that. So you might get some tips out of this for if you do this with your friend, but it's kind of, you know, what I'm doing is more designed for the guide is for like dual boxing or what I'm showing. I have a follow macro, and the follow macro also has a script in it that toggles between herbalism and mining tracking. So anyways, my letter N key on the other laptop is the follow macro. Grab the dream foil. Then we're making our way to the last boss, who, like I said, gave me so much challenge. And what I've done to decrease the amount I have to spend on these runs, no more using Oil of Immolation, no more using Dynamite, which it's not crazy expensive. Rune Cloth is not too bad, but it's still like, it's like 50 silver for a Dynamite. And you make it back, but if you don't have to spend it, then that's better. And so that's where Ramstein's Lightning Bolt come into play. And also, my Shaman is running an interesting spec here. 17 points into Elemental, the rest into Resto. Why Elemental? To get the talent that makes your Fire Nova Totem cast 2 seconds quicker. And you'll see when we do this, but basically I'm going to do an AoE shout on the warrior, and then I'm going to, on the other computer, drop the Fire Nova Totem into a War Stomp, and they're just going to all get deleted. So we jump up here. You can jump onto that little tower platform thing, but what I do is I just do I call it the Tom Cruise, like the Mission Impossible. You just jump backwards. You jump in the air, then tap the S key. Same thing. Shaman will come down in a second. I drop a Mana Spring Totem and then do some chain heals. Sometimes the boss patrol prevents me from jumping down right away, but he's coming towards. So I think I'm just going to chill here. But when he leaves, then we'll jump down and get in position. Alright, so he's leaving. I hit the N key on the Shaman, they follow. Get my warrior in position. I'm going to drop Mana Spring. Wind Fury, you could do Strength of the Earth, but I do the Stone Skin. Oh, it might have been up to 2 a.m. doing Alterac Valley. So we're going to pull this guy. And the Stone Skin's just going to make it so that the Imp's damage is irrelevant. And we get our Battle Shout up, and we're going to Sunder. There's the Wither, so I just hit that button, and it's instantly gone. Get a nice Overpower. The Wolf hits hard. Anyways, we are just about fully sundered, demoed, and all that stuff. And then there's the Wither, so I just instantly remove it. It's a dot, plus it lowers my strength. And we're just smashing into this guy. I'm going to do probably one more heal. I'm going to get one more heal off as the gate opens there. So I hit the follow button on my Shaman, so now they're following. And I'm using like Demo Shout and Battle Shout to get aggro on these. There's the Ramstein's Lightning Bolt, and then Sweeping Strikes Whirlwind, and then the Fire Nova. I did the AoE Shout and all that stuff, so they're dead. There's the Wild Regeneration. The Mortal Strike makes it not so strong. I've got Zerker Rage use, so damage I take is making me do more rage. And we're just executing this down. There's the Enervate on the Shaman, Mana Drain, so I just instantly hit the macro to remove it. And I think we get more Imps here, or do I kill this in time? We killed it. Oh, no, the Imps do come. Yeah, so I was a tiny bit slow to kill, but because the boss is dead, these Imps are not that threatening. So sometimes we get a second set of Imps, sometimes I don't. But yeah, we killed the boss, and we still have the Stone Skin Totem active, and that's the run. Oh yeah, Demonic Runes. I get Demonic Runes for my Shaman. It's fantastic. You don't need to go farm Fellwood. Like, getting these Demonic Runes, I have more than I ever will probably need to use, but just keep stashing them in the bank for when the raiding progression gets more difficult. And we're just mining. Yeah, so a lot of good stuff comes out of this. Oh, we got an Arcane Crystal. That's really what we're going for. Blue Sapphires. We auction, vendor all the boss loot. And you know what else I do? Even though I can solo this, and you need to be able to solo this, and when I say solo, I mean dual box. What I also do is I'll just say, hey, if anyone wants loot off the last boss, if you need your mage water quest done, if you need Satyr's bow, like, come get it. Vendor price, free, tip, whatever. I'm happy to just help people out, because they just make the bosses even easier. I can solo it, but then it just makes it an absolute joke. So you can have someone come along, just say, hey, all the loot's mine, but you get the item you want for free. And so I'll often do that. Anyways, there's the run. If it helps you, cool. If it's completely useless to you, that's cool too. I mean, not many people dual box. Like I said, I use 2 laptops. Some people use a second monitor, but this is just how I do it. If it helps you, cool. If it was just an interesting thing to watch, then wish me luck in getting more arcane crystals. Anyways, I just want to make that video. If you enjoyed the video, drop me a sub and a comment. Catch me live on my Twitch channel, Dwarflord TV, to connect with me or say hi to me in game on any of my characters. Dwarflord out.
And they say that the Dwarf Lord could save us. I'm not gonna pave here and wait. I'll hold on to the beard of the Dwarf Lord. Watch as we heroic leap away.